What's happening, you bad motherfuckers? It's Wednesday, the 24th of March. Let me ask you something. When you go to the bathroom, you always close the door behind you, right? You don't want people looking in on you. You're in there fucking shitting, looking around, smelling, you're confused. So why would you let people see what you do online? Using the internet without ExpressVPN is like going to the bathroom and not closing the door. Do you know that the creepy internet providers actually spy on what you do? Every single website you visit. And then they turn around and sell your info to ad companies. Listen to me. It's like buying a fucking plane ticket. You ever look for a plane ticket? Like, I'm going to go to Nashville in 2 weeks. Let me see how much it is. You fucking press the stuff down. An hour later, every time you open up the computer, there's plane deals to Nashville from the Delta, American, United, Qantas. That's why. They know what the fuck you're doing. ExpressVPN puts a stop to this madness. It creates a secure tunnel between you and the internet. No one can see what you're up to. You know what I'm saying? It's between you and the big man upstairs. That's it. It works on all devices and on Wi-Fi, and it covers everyone in your home. Plus, it's easy to use as closing the fucking bathroom door. Just push one button and you're protected. That's why ExpressVPN is rated #1. So if you're like me and you believe your online activity is your business, secure yourself by visiting expressvpn.com/Joey. That's expressvpn.com/Joey. Plus, what I'm gonna do for you is I'm gonna get you an extra 3 months. 3 months for free. Support the joint and protect your privacy at expressvpn.com. The joint is also brought to you by Onnit, the best. As far as Alpha Brain is concerned, fucking I wouldn't be here. I was all fucking mumbling and stuttering in the beginning of this fucking podcast 3 months ago, and now I'm tip-top Magoo. Not really, but I'm faking the funk. You know what I'm saying? Alpha Brain is where it's at. Try it. If you don't like it, they give you your money back 100%, and you get to keep the product. Also, I'm a big Shroom Tech guy. I'm a big protein bar guy. If you don't like pills, they have New Mood now in powder. They have Alpha Brain in powder. I mean, listen, I can't get you anything on kettlebells and the club bats, but as far as supplements, I'll get you 10% off. Go to Onnit.com right now and press in church and get 10% off on the best nootropics out there. Alpha Brain, they ain't started the fucking game. Everybody else started their fucking nootropic thing after Alpha Brain. Go with Alpha Brain. I know that you're down, your moods are down, you want to get back to thinking. Go to Onnit.com. It all starts with that. Go to Onnit.com. Look at the fine line of supplements, whether it's New Mood powder, Alpha Brain, the fucking melatonin spray is tremendous, and it works against COVID, so it's up to you. Go to Onnit.com right now and press in church and get 10% off your order delivered right to your house. The joint is also brought to you by DraftKings. Listen to me. Enough is enough. If your team wins this weekend, you win $100. It's that simple. Pick any college basketball team that's still in the running for your shot at getting $100. And all it takes is a dollar. So you're turning $1 into $100. That's 100 to 1 odds. These are the kind of odds you see once in a fucking lifetime. That's why I'm saying DraftKings Sportsbook is going fucking nuts. You also have UFC 260 this week. Stipe against Ngannou, whatever his fucking name is. They're going to be punching themselves until they both don't know who the fuck is who. They're going to ask, who the fuck are you? I don't know. Fucking Alberts and Silva. I don't know. But anyway, DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. You withdraw your money when you want. It's your fucking money. It's your money. Who the fuck is fuck but you? Listen, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code Joey and sign up to turn $1 into $100. And they're also going to do the same thing with the UFC. They're going to have a certain fights that are you bet $1 and you win $100. Come on, guys. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app and use promo code Joey to turn $1 into $100 for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. And here's the fine print. You got to be 21 or older. New Jersey, Indiana, Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. If you got a gambling problem, listen, you got to get it under control. This is not for you if you have a gambling problem. But if you know how to gamble and, fucking not over your head and do the right thing, and you just want to have some fucking fun. Listen, I lost the other day, and I had fun because I just watched the game and I was giving points and they didn't fucking cover. It's fun. They got boosts, they got parlays. You're not into sports? They got an online casino that'll make you fucking wake flip. Go right now to DraftKings.com and download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use promo code Joey and get the fucking deal of a lifetime. I love you guys. Let's get this fucking party started right now. Old school. Candles motherfucking lit. Bam.
Hey, how you doing? Come on in. Yeah, Joey's in the back.
Check 1, 2. Welcome to Uncle Joey's Joint.
What's happening, you bad motherfuckers? It's Wednesday the 24th. I got my happy blue shirt on because what else are you gonna fucking wear? You gotta be happy, you know what I'm saying? Blue makes me feel better, makes you feel better. I'm not coming in with a black shirt. The whole fucking thing, especially when I wake up to fucking weird. Hey, listen, we're living in a world that you never know what you're gonna wake up to anymore. I woke up this morning, I got my coffee, I kissed my daughter, I talked to her for a few minutes. And you go downstairs and what the fuck, you open up the computer and I gotta read the fucking, what's that chick's name from Three's Company?
Not Sally Stork, Susan.
Susan, whatever, is 73 and she's having fucking sex fucking 4 times a day. I need to know that. I need to know that I'm happy for you, whatever your fucking name is. What's her name? Suzanne Summers. Suzanne Summers is having sex 3 times a day by lunchtime. First of all, listen, I'm like you. I'm 58 and I have a hard time looking at my dick because I'm getting old. I can't imagine what a 70-year-old twat smells and tastes like at this point in the game. Suzanne, you're good looking, but you're fucking 74. Stop. I mean, this is what you got to wake up to. A 74-year-old telling you she's having fucking sex. That's great. What's your pussy smell like? Panty liners and fucking piss and whatever? Are you fucking crazy, Suzanne Summers? I woke up and I thought about that image on the computer. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with the world? Every fucking day is something crazy. Suzanne Summers. What else fucking happened? Something else happened that fucking, I sat there and I couldn't believe it. Oh, Krispy Kreme is giving you a fucking donut if you get the vaccine. Whoa, fuck, I'm running down there now to eat one of those old donuts they throw away to the homeless people at night. That's what you're gonna get. Can you imagine, what fucking incentive is that Krispy Kreme is gonna give you a fucking donut? You want an incentive to me? Give me a fucking lobster tail. How about a ball lick? If you get the COVID test, they have like fucking Suzanne Summers and a 74-year-old pussy giving you a fucking ball lick or something like this. What the fuck is going on? Every time you open up the computer, it's something fucking different in the morning. You're like, did I just read what I just fucking read? Am I just fucking going crazy? Or is it? Black Sabbath has a song, Am I Going Insane? Tell me, people, am I going insane? And I gotta tell you something. That's how I feel sometimes by the shit I'm reading. Suzanne fucking Summers. Unfucking believable. I have sex 3 times by lunchtime.
Three's Company.
Good for you. Good for you, Suzanne. 74 years old. Your fucking saggy titties and your saggy fucking pussy. Your clit hangs down low and shit. It's a fucking nightmare. I just, who would the fuck would say that in this time? Like, that's going to make my mental health better. I'm happy for you, Suzanne Summers. But now to get to the fucking thick and the heavy, man. Monday blew my fucking mind. I was having a great day. I was busy as fuck. And I got bad news from 2 fucking fronts. The first front I got bad news from is my daughter started softball. It was fucking tremendous. She started her first fucking practice Monday night. Guys, you don't know what it's like when your life comes full circle. And some days you'll all be in my position when you're older and you get to look back at what you've done and what you haven't done and how your life has gone. And it's just great that God gave me a second chance. And we picked up another girl from a team and we drove her and they broke them into three little fucking areas, and some girls batted, some girls fucking ran bases, some girls got, learned how to field, some girls learned how to catch. It was just tremendous. But in the middle of this, the first call I got was that there was a shooting in Boulder. I was so enthralled in the moment, the sunshine, my daughter, talking to other parents, that when my friend called me, he was like, it was George, my brother. He was like, it was the King Soopers that we used to go to. And I'm like, really? And I didn't, like I said, guys, I was so in the moment that I didn't think about what was going on. Afterward, my daughter, we dropped the girl off, Nicole, and me and my daughter went. We got I got a vegetarian burrito, doesn't really matter, whatever. And we came home, and then last night I got a chance, just for some fucking reason against my best interest, I turned on that fucking CNN and I was watching what was going on, and I was heartbroken. I was just fucking heartbroken. I told you guys 8 months ago that COVID wasn't the only problem we have right now. The problem that we have right now in this country is mental health. Mental health has gone to shit. How do we know? How do I know this? Because I suffered through it. I went through a fucking mental breakdown March, April, May. If you watch the first 5 episodes of this podcast, I was stuttering still. I wasn't myself. Hey man, it just happens. This isolation, changing careers, this puts a strain on people. Relationships, people are really getting to think. This gives you a time to think, so I knew things were going to happen. This thing up in fucking Minneapolis is a shame. The COVID, the amount of people dying. This country is just going through a period of, we're unsettled still. We've been locked in a cage for a year. Some people have no unemployment. Some people everybody has a different way of handling things. For me, it was fucking going to fucking pills and fucking edibles and smoking pot all day, and I knew that wasn't the fucking answer. I had to deal with what was in front of me. But this Boulder thing last night really fucking made me fucking think, because that supermarket was a special place to me, as dumb as this sounds. And guys, I tell you how I feel from the bottom of my heart on every fucking episode. Last night when I was looking at, first of all, that King Soopers was just a supermarket, and then if you went past down, there was a little tiny strip mall, and there was a bar. They had a couple things I really don't remember. I knew they had a bar because they had a dinner special, and every night they had like a early dinner, like 5 to 7. You get like for $9 and they made a tremendous trout almondine, and I would go there 2 or 3 times a week. That King Soopers, I lived in that area from September of 87 to April of 88. That is where I lived, South Boulder, when I kidnapped Vella. I lived across the street from that supermarket. That's the supermarket. I still remember all the shit that happened in that supermarket. I used to shop there. So I would shop every other day. Let's say I would go for something to eat fresh. And I remember one Sunday, hungover, I, crossed the street. I didn't go to the yellow, like to the corner in the middle. I just cut across the street, jaywalking, what they call it. And while I was jaywalking, I heard a tire hit something. And it had hit a wallet that was on the floor. And I remember hitting the corner and going, somebody threw a wallet out of a car. Let me go see what's in there. And I, just out of curiosity, I went over, picked up the wallet. They took the credit cards. They cleaned out everything. But there was a little secret compartment. And I opened it up, and there was $200 bills. I was never so happy in my fucking life. That's one of my pleasant fucking memories about that. But that King Soopers used to put their bags of dog food outside. And I had a dog then, Hercules. And I would just go shopping. And then on the way out, I would just pick up a bag of dog food and walk home. I wouldn't even pay for it. I mean, I'm so fucking ashamed to tell you these stories. This has nothing to do with what happened. I'm just telling you my connection to this place. They had a seafood department in there. And the guy was from New Orleans, the smoothest, coolest black dude you've ever met in your life. He loved me and George. And he would make us skewers. He would make swordfish and mahi-mahi and shrimp and peppers and more shrimp. And he would put it in skewers and marinate it in this fucking New Orleans fucking shit. And we would go in there every day, get swordfish steaks, kebabs, and just walk out of the store. Like, I would go, when are they going to find out that we're not paying for this fucking seafood? Me and George were eating like fucking kings. That's the apartment that I had, the house I had, where fucking the cops came to get me. That's where I lived when the mailman sprayed my fucking dog and I pushed him and the feds came to my house. Dog, I got memories from that fucking neighborhood. So you got to understand that hit me fucking just last night. I was like, all this shit kept flashing up. I called a friend of mine, Manny Tamino, who was my friend in Boulder, who lives in Belmont, New Jersey. I'm going to go visit him pretty soon. And we talked about Boulder, and he was like, what King Soopers was it? Because when I lived with Manny, that's why I moved April of 88 before I got sentenced. He was my brother, Manny. He still is. He lived in Main Boulder. He lived in North Boulder, Manny. And there was a King Soopers on Arapahoe Boulevard, Arapahoe Road. And that was my King Soopers. That's where I used to go and get the Gouda cheese with the fresh orange squeeze juice at night after I'd do comedy. And I would drive to Arapahoe and 55th, and there was an Acura dealer there, a Honda dealer. And I would just sit in my beat-up fucking jalopy, dreaming about the day that someday I could afford a fucking Acura. 30-something years old, and I had a beat-up fucking car, piece of shit. But I told Manny this. I go, I remember all those King Soopers, but the one in Table Mesa, that one where the shooting was, let me tell you what my biggest memory was from that. That's where I found out I was going to fucking prison. I would shop there, like I said, every other day I would go over there, whatever, hamburgers, shit like that. But one day I actually went in there, and on my kidnapping, that's where I lived when I kidnapped Bella. That's where I lived when I got out, and that's where I lived when I started getting my life together a little bit before I went to prison. Up to this point, like I got out in December, and up to that point I was like, I'm going to beat this case. It had to be like April of 88. And I walked into this King Soopers. And I was just walking around the whole, aisles looking for whatever the fuck it is I was looking for. And I looked up and I saw the district attorney in my case. And I had already been writing letters. You guys know I'm a letter writer. I started writing him letters as soon as I got out of fucking county. I got his fucking address, and I started writing him letters about what happened. And I wasn't saying how sorry I was. I wasn't. That was my big problem. I was just writing woe is me letters, fucking typical junkie shit. That's who I was then. It wasn't my fault. It was a bad day, but nowhere would I cop to it, And I'll never forget that I said, this is my chance to go fucking talk to this guy, face to face with no attorneys or nothing like this. And between you and me, guys, he was a good guy. You guys will want me to say he was a scumbag. He was going to throw me in prison. He was doing his job. He was a good guy. And I approached him like a man, and I said, I forget what his name is now. I said, excuse me, can I have a word with you? And he goes, because of our situations, we can't really talk, but I'll give you 2 minutes. And I said to him, listen, I did what I did. I just played the same broken Joey Diaz record for him, of what I was doing in those days. It was always everybody else's fault. It was the world's fault. It was that my mom died. It was this. It was that. It was just fucking excuses that I give myself, that we all give ourselves. After prison, I stopped doing that excuse, and I copped to whatever the fuck I do. If you do it, you did it, and cop to it. Who gives a fuck? Who are they to judge you anyway, you know? But I was dumb at the time. I was 25 fucking years old. It was 1988. And I went up to him, and I went up with my fucking thing, and he looked at me, and he goes, listen, man, I appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate that you're trying to get into college. I appreciate that you got your GED. He goes, I appreciate that you're doing these things, but you also have to consider that you did a crime. And it was a crime that there could have been a potential for violence. A bullet could have gone off, a neighbor could have been shot, something. It could have been a potential for violence. You have to face the fucking music. Nothing has ever cut my stomach like those words when he said it to me. This was way before comedy. This was way before people were calling me out. You know, I lived a life where nobody would call me out because I was fucking nuts. I was fucking nuts. You know, they didn't know what I was going to do to them or how I was going to react. But this guy said shit to me that he wasn't lying. He goes, listen, man, I looked over your folder. I looked over the investigative reports. And I looked over who the fuck you've been for the last whatever years. He goes, you've been chucking and jiving. He goes, that's your gift, and I appreciate it that you have that. And I appreciate it that you're doing all these things, but you've been chucking and jiving. It's time for you to pay the fucking piper. And I'm sorry to have to be the person to do that. I'm really sorry, and I apologize to you. And in time, it'll make you a better person. I looked at him like, how is jail going to make me a better person when I have options of actually going to college? I didn't understand where he was coming from. I needed to fucking change. He read me, and I remember we were about to like the frozen owl food, you know, with the shit that you pick, like they have like corn dogs and frozen egg rolls and shit like that. There's no windows. I still remember that he was looking through shit and he was telling me this, making eye contact. But when he told me the chuck and jive line, like I nearly fucking died because he wasn't lying. He told me the fucking truth. He was like, listen, man, it's time for you to fucking pay the piper. You've been fucking chucking and jiving, moving along all your life. He goes, I read the reports out of San Francisco. You had police contact up there. You had police contact in New Jersey. You had police contact in New York. And I've read all these fucking files. And it's time for you to pay for some of your things. I shook his hand. I said, thank you for your time. He shook my hand. He told me, thank you for understanding. And I walked out of there. I think George came to me 2 weeks later and said he wanted to move back to New York, that he had gotten an opportunity in framing. And that gave me time to think about what that man said to me. But that's why this thing in Boulder is just mind-boggling to me. It is something that it's going to continue to happen now. I think this is the first time in American history that there was 2 mass shootings in 1 week. You know, the other one I think was Asian. It was more of Asians in Florida. I don't know what happened. Like I said, I'm not up on the news anymore because of how down it brought me. You know, I tried to avoid Yahoo with the fucking plague. You know, I tried to avoid Facebook and the Twitter page. You know, I post and I get the fuck out of there. You know, like I said this morning, I seen the Suzanne Summers thing, and that at least broke the, you know, I laughed, I giggled. I giggled at the fucking, you know, whatever. But then there's the reality of things. You know, numbers are going back up. You know, whatever's going on in South Beach with people jumping up and down. I mean, but what do you expect? What do fucking people expect? You've had us in a cage for a year. You've fucking fucked with us about unemployment. You fucked with us about race. You fucked with us. I mean, you know, telling us numbers that just don't make sense, telling us things that don't make fucking sense. I'm sitting here the other night with my fucking wife, and she's watching New Jersey 12 for the fucking weather. And I swear to God, we tried to catch it, like, because it starts every half hour on the hour. So you could try to catch the end. But for some reason, we let it run into the 10 o'clock fucking hour. We were doing something. I was at my desk, and we were downstairs in the basement. And the guy goes, fucking, there's a new variant in Brooklyn. You know, it's all around Brooklyn. But We're opening up restaurants, 75% in New York. So yeah, people are walking around like, what do I believe and what don't I believe? Mental health, guys, is at an all-time fucking high. All-time fucking high. We could turn our backs on it and we can make believe half of you instead of watching this fucking podcast or listen to the podcast are feeling things that you've never felt before. I am. I can't. If you want me to sit here and tell you fucking that my world is fucking tremendous, I'll lie to you and tell you that. My wife is healthy. I'm healthy. My daughter's healthy. They're back in school. I love what I'm doing down here. But I got to be honest with you. The days are long. Your mind seems to go into different places because the day is so long and you're not doing what you used to be doing and living. I mean, my life is a little better than what it was than when I got here. You could see it in my face. I'm happier. I'm healthier. Everything around that is working. But for most Americans, it's not a fucking party right now. It's not a fucking party. We're learning how to Zoom. We're learning how to work at home. We're learning how to deal with our kids not being in school. We're learning so many fucking different things that it's over fucking whelming right now. What vaccine do I take? I mean, we're all trying to do the right thing. We're all trying to fucking to decide what vaccine to take. But every 2 days, that's is giving you blood clots. This one is giving you this. This one is giving you that. Why can't we just focus on one fucking thing? But every day is a fucking different. So Americans, yes, we are having a hard time. Australia is in lockdown. The UK is having their fucking problems. The world is in a weird fucking spot. But never in 2000 fucking, listen, there's things that have blown my mind completely. I never, ever, ever thought I would ever get in a movie. Boy, was I wrong. I never, ever, ever thought I was going to get married again. Boy, was I wrong. I never, ever wanted another child or the pain that comes with losing a child like I did. I never thought that would happen. But never in my fucking life did I think that somebody would go into a supermarket in Boulder, the land of sandals. People have Birkenstocks. They don't even want to fucking run if there's a shooter. Never in my life would I think that somebody would take 10 lives in Boulder on a Monday fucking afternoon in March. Never, never. I saw one guy, this is when I turned off the TV last night and started practicing the guitar. They interviewed one guy, he was on a street corner, and he was crying. He was a 30-year-old man crying, saying that he thought he was in the safest place in the world, that he never thought he would lose his life over getting a fucking soda. I mean, and this is the same way I feel. Listen, crime went up 61% in LA. You're going to hear about shootings there. Minneapolis is just waiting to blow. St. Louis is a racial hotbed right now. Miami, I mean, we have all these spots. I expect that, Texas is the land of guns. I love Texas. It's the land of guns. Colorado's the land of guns. They have a make my day law, which I love myself. I live by it till this day. If I see your leg come through my window, I just sit there with a gun and aim up and shoot at you, I mean, I love all these laws and stuff like that, but I don't like people taking 10 fucking lives of people who are just shopping. There were people getting COVID tests, people online getting a fucking COVID test, waiting to get a fucking COVID test. So I hate it to come at this gloom with you, but it's there. I have to address this elephant in the room and tell you how I feel about it, because it did hit me fucking hard. Listen, man, when that fucking kid got shot, the Lady Gaga kid, I don't know him. I don't know him. I've never met him. I've never met Lady Gaga. I've never met Lady Gaga's dogs. It's not like I know these people. But, dog, I didn't feel good that week. Why? I walked those streets. I used to walk those streets in Boulder with Josh Wolf and Ralphie and Doug Stanhope and Mitch, Sure, it's going to affect me. That could have been any one of us. I mean, God, none of us live there no more. Ralphie's dead. Mitch is dead. Doug is in fucking, Arizona. I'm here. It doesn't matter. It has to affect me in a certain way. I lived there. I walked those streets. Those were my neighbors. That was my 7-Eleven. That was my liquor store. That was my gym there. That was where Justin Fortune's gym was with Naka Foley and all my friends there. Sure, I'm going to react a certain way. But this in L.A., they're shooting people for a fucking watch in Beverly Hills. I understand. But Boulder, the home of the Roper Institute, half the people there are Buddhist. Half the people there are fucking, and I hate to say this because they just had a tragedy, but they're like fake hippies. But it's a land of love. It's like, it really is. They're trust fund hippies. Mm-hmm. They got beards and things, and they don't cut their fingernails, and they wear dirty clothes, but then you see them hide their Audi, their $80,000 Audi, and you're like, how the fuck are you a hippie? And they hate corporate America, and they hate all this shit. They're just rich kids that are confused, but still not confused enough to shoot 10 people at a fucking supermarket. They're just, little fucking hippie kids, man. It just sucks the fucking energy out of me. I mean, I even thought about calling my ex-wife and checking in just because, and I know that they don't live in South Boulder. They're not even close to it, but brother, this is no bueno for a guy like me. This is, like I said, I called my man Mike Roebuck. I called Manny, and the last guy I called after the guitar lessons was George. George was working, and we spoke last night about it, like what the fuck is going on, But hey, it's life today. It's why I come on here once a week to break up them twice a week, to break up the fucking monotony and just talk to you about life and the stupid things we fucking encounter, But this is what's going on today, guys. And I hope that if you're feeling weird or in any way, reach out to somebody. I'm sick of telling you people this. You don't have to feel this way. You don't deserve to feel this way. You have friends. I don't care if you have to, now I love to tell you, you have friends, you go to the supermarket, but you can't even do that anymore. I mean, you don't know when is going to pop off, what area is going to pop off, and that's what's got me all fucked up, Like I said, I hate to bring this up during a podcast today and whatnot, especially after the great time we had with Greg Fitzsimmons. I'm happy you people enjoyed that. You could actually see, I watched 10 or 15 minutes of that podcast, and I'm happy you're enjoying these things and whatnot, and they help you. But I'm also looking at me in these things. Every day, Mike posts an old clip from the church, and he posts a clip from whatever, and I look at both clips, and I see the change. I'm not talking about the losing the weight. I'm not talking about the bags around my eyes. I'm not talking about my hair getting grayer. I'm not talking about that stuff. I can actually see the inner change, the weight that fell off my fucking shoulders. I could feel I was in a toxic environment, and I didn't fucking even know it. And I wasn't it wasn't a toxic environment in my marriage. It wasn't a toxic environment in my friends. It wasn't a toxic environment in what I was doing. It was just a whole big picture of comedy of what was going on and the fucking deals that were getting cut and what comics were worried about and what I was worried about and what I should have been doing in the first place. When I moved, I didn't know it was going to happen. I didn't know I was in it this deep. I didn't find out till I landed here how bad my head was in, the shape I was in emotionally and mentally, and this has just worked out for me 150 fucking %, and I'm here to add levity to your lives. I try to be funny on some episodes. Some episodes I come here and we just talk, that's all we can do. And maybe just this hour will be something that you've been thinking about that I touch on. And yes, it's just a scary time for us. Now I got to tell you about the second batch of bad news I got yesterday. So I went off the fucking pain pills. I threw away the fucking oxycodons. They hit me with Vicodins. I didn't touch the Vicodins for 2 days. I started getting a little pain on that Wednesday, and then I took like Vicodins for 2 days, and that was it. I fought off the pain. I gotta tell you something, guys. Last week, for some reason, like one of the days Mike was here, I had unusual pain. Did I take a pain pill? No. I took some Aleve and I rubbed CBD line on my leg and fucking, I put ice on my leg. I got a fucking, the other thing I've been using towards this is a company that Nate Ellenberger is part of, like a Voltage. He sent me the gun 2 years ago when he did the podcast. He sent me a knee brace that heats up and vibrates. I've been doing that for the pain. I did everything I could, but I knew that something wasn't right with my knee. When I would take a shower, I take 2 showers a day. When I would take a shower, I dry off because, the other day I took off my knee braces and I smelled them. Whew. I didn't know my knees stunk that fucking bad because it's so fucking dry here that my skin comes off when I pull. So if I'm going to do like something, like if I'm going to have like a long day of walking around, I actually put knee braces on my right leg and my left leg. I got the advice from Tom Segura, thank God, and the doctor told me I had to do the same. So whenever I take off my fucking knee braces, I bought 2 pair. I don't know. I smell them. Just, I don't know. The same way I smell my underwear. I don't fucking know. You got to smell your odors to know that you're a fucking disgusting animal. So I smell my fucking knee brace and they smell bad. So what I do is I rub cream. I get like a healthy cream and I rub it on. And then I have CBD line. I rub 1,000 milligrams on both knees and I let it air dry before I put my underwear and whatnot. So whenever I rubbed, last week when I was rubbing my knee, I saw that there was a little bruising. Mike, you're going to shit when I tell you. I saw that there was a little bruising. Mm-hmm. So what did I do last week? I called the doctor last week because when I wake up in the morning, I feel that my leg is in like a little baby L. Like it just feels a little crooked when I wake up in the morning. It's tight. Mm-hmm. When I get up, I walk around a little bit, I make my coffee, and then I come down and I throw ice on it. And my first 15 minutes where I clear my head out, I just open the back door, I look out. If it's sunny out, I go outside, and I put the ice on my leg, and I just clear out my mind to see what I'm going to do for the day. And then once the 20 minutes of the ice, I get my notebook, and I journal, and I fucking go into it. So I called the one day, it was just getting worse in the mornings. I'm like, what the fuck is this, that my leg, it straightens out. Remember I told you last week I went to PT, they fucking straightened it, they twisted it, they found no problems with it, but there was a little pain. And when I came home again, no pain pills, Aleve, and fucking the bullshit. So I asked my doctor last week, 2 days in a row, for a drug that I cannot pronounce, corticosum. It's a muscle relaxer. It's like if anybody knows the name of it, correct me. Like I said, I'm not a pharmacist. I'm not here to tell you the correct names of shit. It's a pill they gave me in the beginning in the hospital. And I asked him, and he goes, make sure you take this along with the pain medication. It's not a pain medication. You're not going to get high, but it's like a muscle relaxer. It'll loosen up your area, blah, blah, blah. So I kept calling him last week because I ran out of it, and I thought that's what it was. So I called him, nothing. This motherfucker doesn't send me the prescription. He sends me an appointment. He goes, come back and see me Monday. So I go to fucking doctor Monday. They do all these x-rays. They clear me. But then the assistant knocked on the fucking door, and she comes in, she goes, I want you to look at something. Does your leg hurt here? And they started poking on my leg, and he poked somewhere, and I'm like, and he goes, okay. They looked at the x-rays, and then they said, you might have tore something. Can we do another x-ray to see? So I went back in the fucking room, and they fucking did another x-ray from a different angle, and the guy goes, listen, this is what happened. Your knee is fine. Your knee is 100%. Knock on wood. You did all the right things. But somewhere along the line, you ripped like a small tendon in there that contributes to that pain, to that leg being fucking whatever. So tomorrow morning at 6 a.m., It's just a 2-hour procedure. It's like putting a camera up your ass, that same colonoscopy. If they use that same anesthesia, it's not going to be, I'll be home by fucking 10:30, 11 o'clock. It's just a little slit. Just, they're going to zip it up, and they're going to send me home. I don't need any opiates afterward, but I won't be able to fucking stand for more than like 10 minutes, 15 minutes at a time for maybe 2 or 3 weeks. That's what's been hurting me on the side. So because of that, I'm pushing the Uncle Vinny shows. I am fucking sorry about this. This is out of my control. Last week they were closed because somebody went in there with fucking COVID and they were scared. So Vinny wanted, Dino, the owner, who's a great guy, wanted to protect everybody. So we closed it last week. This week we got more bad news. My fucking knee. So I'll be out of commission for a few weeks. We're still going to be doing the podcast, but it's just it's the T something. You know, years ago, I don't know if you guys know of a guy named Mark D'Onofrio. Mark D'Onofrio was a great football player. He's he's 10 years younger than me, but I grew up with his older brother. Mark was a great football player, got drafted by Green Bay, started as a linebacker, got a signing bonus, big deal, the whole fucking thing, and he ripped not your groin muscle, but a certain muscle in his groin area. This is the fucking weirdest thing, and this is what it made me think of. He ripped this muscle that only water skiers could rip. Only people who water ski rip this muscle. It's like a little tiny fucking muscle that it's like the fucking chances of you ripping this muscle are like 1,000 to fucking 1. Mark D'Onofrio ripped the fucking muscle. A year off. It was that much of that. You had to go deep in there, mend it, and then he had to learn how to walk again, the whole fucking thing. And guess what happened? He went to fucking play the next season, and he ripped the exact same muscle on the other fucking side. People have deficiencies. Who the fuck knows? You know, I'm not a muscle terror. I tore my hamstring last year when I slipped at the Comedy Store. And now this fucking thing. So what we're going to do is this. We're going to push back the shows for a few weeks, see how the leg feels. And I'm also going to get vaccinated in the meantime. Yes, I'm probably going to take a Johnson & Johnson because I'm a pussy. But you got to give me credit that at least I'm trying. And then we will go out 100%. I think I'll feel a little better. And going back to Vinny's, doing a little, what do you call that, what I was doing before, every Wednesday. Working out. Just every fucking week, just working out. I think it's time, and that's it. I'll just keep it simple. But I'm very sorry if you had plans this week and next week, and if you had plans last week, it's fucking COVID. And, you know, this is why I tell people I'm living my life day to fucking day. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You know, I'm out of fucking fortune balls, whatever the fuck they're called. What?
Fortune cookies?
No, not fortune
Oh,
cookies.
the Magic 8 balls?
No, just the regular fucking balls that, you know, tell you the future. I'm out of them. And I don't know nobody who's working on theirs either. So
Crystal ball.
it's a day-to-day thing, this life. That's why when people call me now like, hey, can you, bro, it's a day-to-day fucking thing. Who the fuck knows, you know? I call you to set something up, and I've had so many fucking things fall apart lately, you know, because of stupid things, not just, and I don't get mad at them. Guys, you cannot get mad at people for getting COVID. You can't get mad at a school because a student, you know, I stopped getting mad. Let's get through this. Now there's a variant. Let's get through the fucking variant, and we can move forward like fucking normal people. But until this happens, I don't know what to tell you. You know, I see all these schedules. I see all these people with big plans. Fucking, you know, arenas are opening back up. Tours are getting announced. But you're telling me on one hand all this shit's happening, but on the other hand you're telling me we're only going to be at 50% in these fucking big arenas this summer. So I don't know if these bands are going to fly out. I know for a fact somebody told me that Def Leppard Motley Crue thing is on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's on in Florida, April. So this is what I heard. I do not know. Do not quote me. I'm not a fucking concert promoter. I'm just letting you know that nobody knows nothing. Nobody knows nothing. It's a day-to-day fucking world right now, and this is what you gotta live with. I'm sorry if you had plans. You know, I had plans too. If you think I'm excited about fucking going in there tomorrow and going through this shit again, you're fucking wrong. You know, I talked to Patrick from the stand. We were talking. He was telling me about a situation where he had a friend that did the surgery and they had to go back a year later because your knee gets infected. I don't know. I've tried to avoid everything I can. I've tried to work out. I've tried to eat clean. I'm drinking water like a motherfucker. I'm taking my fucking supplements. I'm cutting down on the weed 50%, as hard as that seems. You could tell. Look at my eyeballs. They're fucking clean, guys. I'm trying my fucking hardest here because I knew that if I kept with the edibles and the fucking Band-Aids, I wasn't going to make any progress. And that wasn't going to help you guys, and that's not going to help me, guys. I want you to listen to my words and what I'm telling you right now. Clear your head. If you feel that your mind is controlling you or taking you into a different place, do a restart. Get to that notebook. Get that notebook out. Get a restart. Talk to somebody. Call people that you love. Call people that you trust. Do a Zoom. I can't tell you. Listen, I fucking hate Zoom more than I hate hummus. You understand me?
No.
I hate Zoom. All right. I'm lying.
That's classic.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mike. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Don't do that.
fucking, I hate Zoom, but I tell you what, I've fallen in love with Zoom because I get to see my friends again.
Yeah.
So that has brought a fucking smile to my face, you know. So all these things have changed us, but in a way for the better. Like we've all changed. We've had to make adjustments. Some of us have made them, you know. If you thought I wanted to end the church, I never wanted to end the church, but I had no choice. It was time to move forward. There was so many little things that it was time to regroup and move the fuck forward. We've all had to go through things. So listen, man, right? You know, I say it at the end of my DraftKings read, and I fucking mean it. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GET-HELP. It sounds like a joke, and I make it a joke just to alleviate it, but I'm not. If you guys in your heart feel that you need to talk to somebody, pick up that call. There's no stigma attached. Dog, I've had to call 1,000 people to get to the root of my fucking problem. I didn't know what it was, but I knew by rapping I could fucking figure this out. I had to get to the root of this. I wanted to know why I was feeling the way I was. What was making me take anxiety pills? What was making me fucking eat 1,000 milligrams of THC by fucking lunchtime? What was making me do all these things? What was making me take fucking, 1,000 of those pills to fall asleep at night? I had to knock myself out. I'm not like most people. I want to know the answers. I look within. You have to look within. You have to blame yourself, look within, and go, what the fuck am I doing to myself? Why is this happening? I've been getting emails from people, Joey Allman, a couple of guys. I'm quitting smoking pot. I do not blame you. I do not blame you. I want you to get in touch with yourself. I want you to get in touch with your true feelings. I'm getting emails from people that they're quitting booze. I'm not blaming you. Give it a chance. Get to know the real you. Just for 1 week, get to know the real you. For me, listen, I smoke in the morning for appetite, but for obstruction purposes, I'm not smoking. I'm working out, I'm going on walks, I'm working on the guitar. I talk on the phone with Erica, we're putting the book together. Thank God the fucking proposal is ready. These are all little achievements that are little achievements, but they're big to me, and they make me go one more day. Do things that are going to make you go one more day. What could make me go one more day? If it's talking to this person on the phone, I don't care if you pull up to their house and talk to them social distance, 10 feet away. The weather is warming up now. You could do that. But there's no reason that you should be feeling what you should be feeling. I am not the type of guy that would ever tell you to go see a therapist. But after this year, from what I've seen and what I've heard in people's voices and what I've read on the internet and the messages I'm getting from you, I'll tell you, I see these things online, these Zoom psychiatrists that you could talk to. Mm-hmm. Guys, that's an option. If you think I'm going to sit here and call you a fucking Momo because you talk to somebody to get help, I might goof on you a little bit. But I'm not meaning that from my heart. I want you to feel the best that you could feel. You have to feel the best that you could feel right now. I'm doing everything I can in my power to loosen up. My house is great, knock on wood. Listen, I love my wife more than I've ever loved her. Thank God, because some people aren't that lucky. I looked at her and I knew that we could either go to fucking blows or we could work together and make this house the best that it can be. I'm not talking about my big screen TVs. I'm not talking about my furniture or swimming pools or a butler. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the inside. This is what I said in the beginning of this thing. This is going to give everybody a chance to take you. You have to act proper on the outside, but most importantly, the same way you act inside your home. Inside your home has to be fucking tip-top Magoo, or everything else is background fucking music. I grew up in a house that was shit. So I know what it is to feel shitty because your house is shitty. Your mom's shitty. Your dad and your mom don't talk. All that. I went through all that. We've never gotten into those conversations yet because we never had to. But in the book I've been writing and I've been thinking about it. That's why I knew what family I wanted. My mother dying gave me a chance to live with different families and see different families and different family dynamics. I knew what I wanted my family to be. Happy. I didn't want a house that there was anger. I don't want my daughter growing up around that at all. I didn't want a house where my daughter grows up and sees the mother and father fighting all the time over stupid shit. I don't want that type of house. That's not what I want. I want a loving home, and I want to feel that and extend that to you guys. So please, if you're feeling something that you feel awkward, listen, those therapy things like $35. I've seen them really fucking cheap, online. I think it's time for some people to actually talk to people.
And it's secure too. It's through telehealth, not Zoom. It's like a totally different thing.
Guys, I'm telling you, people are going through things. There's no stigma. I read these emails. I'm not a therapist. I try to give you love and push you in the right direction, but it's time to take care of ourselves. It really is. I'm not talking about jumping jacks and whatever. I'm talking about your mind, because mental health is on an all-time fucking rise. So if it's listening to me, if it's me emailing back and forth with you, if there's anything I could do to help, I'm here to talk. I answer emails on Facebook. I answer Twitter emails. If you think you want a little bit more personalized and you want to join Patreon, we're covered there. But I just want you to really take care of yourselves this time of the year right now. Don't think the party's over. Don't think that this is it. We're done. It's spring. Let's go out and fucking jump up and down. No. Don't get too fucking excited yet. We're not out of the fucking weeds yet. Let's let this summer pass by. Let's keep our eye on the fucking prize. Let's see what goes on this summer. And then you could start doing whatever you want. You know me. I'm covered. I'm going to be here every Monday and Wednesday. Now I got no choice. Now with my leg down, I'm going to fucking be down. So I'm going to work harder on this. I'm going to try to get some great guests for you guys. I've been reaching out to people. I like the Zoom fucking experience for you guys. I like the balance. We're giving you a hybrid podcast right now. This is what it is. You got a guest. You got me one day. If you don't like me, Joey, go fuck yourself. We're only going to listen on Monday. That's fine, too. You know me. My feelings have been hurt. You can't. The sticks and stones will break my bones. Words will never hurt me at this point in the fucking game. So whatever you want to do is fine with me. I'm throwing you a hybrid podcast, and we're going to keep growing right before your eyes. A lot of the Scott Got podcast is up to episode 3 on Patreon. It is what it is. My Spanish is good. This week we spoke about bugarrones, which is those guys that mess with gay guys. They let gay guys suck their dick, and they fuck gay guys in the ass, but they don't suck dick and they don't get fucked in the ass. It's just a certain thing that happened. Yeah, it's a Cuban thing that goes back to the prisons. I don't get involved and I know nothing about it. I just talked about it on the fucking on the Scott guy because we were listening to music, and I was telling stories about San Francisco in '85 and whatnot. But I'm here for you guys, and I know what I went through, and it wasn't fun. And I was open about it with you guys as much as I could. I hope you guys are as open with somebody. Take one thing from me. Listen, I'm just a loser fucking dirty comic. I'm not a celebrity. I'm not a movie star. I'm not anything. But I will tell you one thing. I use my friends for what they're there for, to talk. You have friends. You have family. Don't be shy. Don't worry. Talk to them. Let them know what you're feeling. Let them know what you're going through. We're here for you, man. We're here for one another, especially in these tough times. And you, as a human being, like I told you, it's not about money. It's not about fame. It's not about being cool. It's about making somebody's fucking day. Taking 2 minutes to wave at somebody. Maybe a smile. You know what a smile could do for somebody? Just a simple fucking smile. Just like, how the fuck are you doing? Just a smile can help somebody. That's the hand we're playing right now. We're taking care of ourselves, and we're making somebody's day. Beyond that, I don't know what else to tell you. Thank you for watching today. Thank you for following us. I hope you enjoyed the Greg Fitzsimmons one. I did. I laughed my balls off. The fucking story about my daughter with the fucking Archie Bunker with the chink is true. I'm sorry if I offended anybody. I didn't mean to offend anybody. That was the humor back in the 70s. And that's just the way it goes. But listen, guys, I love you guys. I do not have COVID. If you hear that rumor, I do not have COVID. And I'm just getting this thing done to my leg tomorrow morning, and we're going to move forward. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting. And now for a word from our motherfucking sponsors. By the way, Boulder, God bless you. Thank you. There was a reason why I never went back to Boulder, and that's because I acted like a shit. And I always felt guilty. Last time I was in Boulder was in 98 when my wife didn't show up with my daughter, and I got to walk around Boulder and see what I had done. And even all my trips to Denver, I never went back to Boulder because I was ashamed of what I did. So I just want to tell the residents of Boulder, the universe of Boulder, and the mountains of Boulder, that I'm very sorry for my behavior, and that someday when I feel that I've gone through my my probationary period of not being allowed back in Boulder, I will go back and say I'm sorry to the mountains personally. I love you, Boulder, Colorado. I'm very sorry you went through this. For everybody else, have a great weekend. And I'll see you Monday, the 29th, fucking Easter week, whatever the fuck it is next week. So it's a good week for Catholics. I love you, cocksuckers. And now for a word from our sponsors. All right, you cocksuckers. Thank you very much for listening this Wednesday. I know this was a weird podcast today. It is what it is. You got to cover all the fucking bases, but it's what it's all about. Before we get out of here, a word from our sponsors. First of all, I want to thank Onnit.com. Onnit.com has been with me since day one, since we were fucking in my fucking bedroom before Mercy came. So, listen, as far as I'm concerned, Onnit is fucking gold. They're a great company to work with, and their products are tremendous. I still use them on a daily basis, and I've been using them in my recovery. Alpha Brain, tremendous. Shroom Tech, tremendous. You don't like pills? They got them in a powder form. Their protein bites were on sale. I think they're still on sale. Additional, those peanut butter ones are tremendous. The coconut cashews are tremendous. Onnit is just a great company to do business with. Go to Onnit.com right now. Go through their website. I can't help you with the club bats and whatnot, but as far as supplements, I got you 10%. Try that fucking melatonin. The beef jerky is tremendous. I mean, come on, guys. Go to Onnit.com right now. Take a look at what they got. You like something that you think might help you? Bam! Order it and get 10% off by Preston Church. I'm going to give you 10% off by getting the party started. Church, and you get 10% off delivered right to your house. The joint is also brought to you by ExpressVPN. Listen, every time you go online, It's just fucking somebody's watching. You have to fucking assume in this life somebody's watching. It's like going to Vegas. You ever go to Vegas, you got to jerk off in the closet because you know somebody's fucking watching. When I did coke, I would have to hide in the fucking closet because I knew somebody's watching. So it's the same thing with the computer. You don't want people looking in on you. So why would you let you see what you're doing online? Using the internet without ExpressVPN is like going to the bathroom and not closing the fucking door. Do you know that creepy internet providers actually spy on what you do? You do know that, right? You have to fucking assume that every single website you visit turns around and sells your info to ad companies. No more. You want privacy? You know that little red dot that looks at you over the computer? You want privacy? You don't want nobody to know what you're clicking into. Maybe you're thinking of becoming a transvestite. Maybe you're thinking of fucking taking steroids. Whatever the fuck you're thinking of. I don't give a fuck. Use ExpressVPN because it puts a stop to this madness. It creates a secure tunnel between you and the internet. No one can see what you're up to. It's between you and the big man upstairs. That's it. And it works on all devices and on Wi-Fi. It covers everyone in your home. Plus, it's easy to use as closing the fucking door. You push one button and you're protected. It's that fucking easy. That's why ExpressVPN is rated #1. Listen, if you want to jerk off the Japanese fucking porn, this is the way to do it. So if you're like me and you believe your online activity is your fucking business, secure yourself by visiting expressvpn.com/Joey. That's expressvpn.com/Joey. What I'm going to do for you motherfuckers is this. I'm going to give you 3 months for free. 3 months for free. That's it. expressvpn.com/Joey. Support the joint and protect your privacy with expressvpn.com/Joey. And last and not least, from the fucking heart of New Jersey, my peeps over at DraftKings, making your life easier and putting a little Geetus in your fucking pocket. It's almost April and you're fucking still sitting there. It's as hot as can be right now, and fucking if you want to gamble a little bit. Get off the fucking bench, get your dick back in your pocket, put your dick back in your pants, I'm sorry, and bet $1 on any tournament game. If your team wins, you win $100. It's that fucking simple. Pick any college basketball team that's still in the running for your shot at winning $100 fucking dollars. All it takes is a fucking dollar. That's 100 to 1 odds. What the fuck are you waiting for? Put your fucking college basketball knowledge to a test. You've been watching it all fucking winter long, and now comes the time to make money, and you're fucking sitting there with your hands in your pants and fucking lint in your pocket. College basketball ain't for you? Well, let me tell you something. UFC 260 has a tremendous card this weekend. You got Tyrone Woodley fighting. You got fucking Sean O'Malley throwing fists. But you got Stipe up against my man Ungayo, who's pissed as fuck right now. Download the top-rated sportsbook app today and use promo code Joey. DraftKings is safe, secure, and motherfucking reliable. Withdraw your money when you want. It's your fucking Geetus. So that's code Joey to turn $1 into $100. Enough is enough. For a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook app. And here's the fine print. You gotta be 21 or fucking older, all right? Listen, I don't know what to tell you. Go to the pizza parlor, go torture the pizza guy or something. New customers only. New Jersey, Indiana, PA only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbooks for details. Now, if you got a gambling problem, listen, you gotta take care of it. I had problems, I took care of them, and here we are. You got to take care of it. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. But if not, I'll tell you what. Go download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, make $100, and keep fucking running. You got UFC Saturday night. You got more NCAA action. You got NBA action. Make some money, get your dick sucked, live like a doctor. That could be you on that fucking yacht with 4 little butlers. You understand me? But it starts by downloading the DraftKings Sportsbook app and using promo code Joey. Have a great weekend. I love you, cocksuckers. I want to thank all my sponsors from the bottom of my heart. CBD Lion, Onnit, ExpressVPN, Manscaped. You guys fucking rock. Have a great week. Uncle Joey loves you. Stay black. How you like me now?